So you at that time, I'm just going to summarize a little bit of your life here. You weren't the best student. That's putting it mildly, right? You had trouble reading and writing?
I didn't know how to read or write. Well, probably write. I didn't know how to read really until I was like 13, 14 years old.
Wow. And so in school, did school feel like jail? Did it feel like a trap?
Well, I did go to jail. I was
Right.
in jail school. I was on the little bus. They would cuff me and they didn't know what,
Wait, they cuffed you to go to school?
yeah, on the bus.
Why?
Because it was like a jail school.
But why were you in jail school?
I mean, I was, people did things out of survival.
Yeah.
I was doing things to just get attention.
Mm.
And
So it's a
I knew I was just as smart as the next person,
Right.
but I couldn't show it in school.
Yeah.
So the frustration would lead into trouble.
Yeah. Okay.
So once my parents found out it was really a jail school, they took me out, and then I was allowed to go to the normal school,
The regular school?
that I went to. But it was,
It was jail school.
it was definitely a jail school.
So you ended up at some point getting a call from your grandfather, was that correct? Who suggested, because you kept getting into trouble, that you go work for your father and your uncle?
So I was, let's say 18.
Mm-hmm.
We were all Jews from New York. They go to Florida, Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
He calls me down to Florida.
Oh. It wasn't just a phone call, it was
No.
like a summons
Yeah.
to appear.
I go down there, and he just said, 2 things are going to happen to you. You're going to end up dead or in jail. He goes, why don't you go work for your father? I said, I don't think my father really wants me around. Because I'm going to call him.
Mm-hmm.
So next thing you know, like 2 weeks later, I'm in a little car in Florida. I have to drive to Alabama.
Right.
And I was supposed to be gone for like 10 days.
Yeah.
And that 10 days really ended up being 3 years. Like zigzagging across the country, visiting radio stations, and just...
So this was pay to play, right?
I mean,
you were paying DJs to play the music for Spring Records, is that right?
Well, meeting DJs. It's illegal to say pay.
Oh, sorry. You were promoting
I was definitely promoting.
the records.
They had no GPS.
Mm-hmm.
I had $5 to $10 worth of dimes at every given time to call the radio station to see how to get there.
Wow. Are you good with maps?
No.
No.
So if I was 18, if I didn't know how to read till I was 13, so I
Right,
was just,
right.
there was no way in the world I knew how to read a map. And
Wow. Are you by yourself in the car, or you have people with you that you're going?
I was literally by myself.
That's a trip. So you're really boots on the ground, learning how the record industry works. Not making records, but knowing what's good and what gets played.
Exactly.
Right? So that leads you into creating. Does that lead you into creating Loud, or SRC comes first, right?
SRC comes first. So what happened was I was 18.
Yeah.
I didn't want to hang out with people my age now.
Right. Right.
So I would go back. So I would say, what's the local college? So I knew colleges also had radio stations. So I would go to a college. We talked music, sports. Never about money, but it was always like music, sports, and maybe girls.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I ended up putting really my network and the whole street team concept together. But it took 3 years from just being on the road. There were no cell phones.
Right. Right. And the street team is, like I said in your bio, it's literally people who, and I remember you had colleges on lockdown. Like, that was your network there. But people with flyers, they would go out and put up, what do they call those? Not flyers, but like when they would plaster, like... Snipes, thank you. and talk to the DJs and have their pulse on what music was getting played and what wasn't. They were literally getting CDs or tapes.
There was no CDs then.
So there was tapes into people's hands.
It was tapes and vinyl.
Yeah. Wow. And And so this was something that